Hey, what's going on, guys? It's supposed to Rican here again with another video. This time I will be doing a actual full review of my car. Just like I mentioned, I did one somewhat last week, but I really didn't go into too many details. It was kind of vague because I was running late to meet my wife for lunch. But today we'll be doing a full review of everything that the car has done, tune, fuel system, everything. Okay, so like I mentioned before, it is a 2006 Honda S2000. Right now the car is tuned on pump gas at 16 pounds. So the car roughly makes about 493 to the wheels and about 332 torque. So like as you can see, the car has a APR wing, top one motors, diffusers with Jace Racing 70RR. Downpipe back, wheels 18 by 11 so in the rear, 18 by 9.5 in the back, Jace Racing front fenders, RX7 side diffusers. On the interior we have body clubs, P1 Racing Edition, regular fit, wide fit just for my buddy. He's a little overweight, or bigger than me actually. Not overweight, just bigger than me. Other than that, it's stock. Besides the gauges, I have boost, wideband, both made by AEM. Other than that, the car is completely stock. On the interior, APR mirrors with the C-West front bumper. The car has the PFAB Stage 2 kit, which it comes with tire, everything. Size of the turbo is a Garrett GT35R, which even though it's a little bigger turbo for this engine, it does take a while for it to spool up. So right now I get full spool around 55 and redline is 8. I also have a full-blown radiator with spout fans. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see that, how thin they are, and 10 times better than OEM fans. Also, if you guys have an S2000 and you guys don't have a brake brace, which it keeps the firewall from flexing every time you hit the brakes. So if you don't have one, I recommend one. Best $110 that I spent in the car so far. The car also has an AEM fuel rail with ID 1000s, and the fuel pump is a full-blown 340. So I had to change the whole setup of the fuel because 06 to 09 S2000s, they come with a returnless fuel system, which if you want to make more power, you got to convert it to return style. So I had to buy all the return lines, everything, and it came with a fuel rail, fuel regulator. Right now the car is running open dump. It has a 44mm wastegate and it's a tap mount. So for those of you looking to boost your S2000s, and if you do want to make a lot of power, I'd recommend getting a Sidewinder, just because I don't know if you can tell, but I don't have any room at all whatsoever. If I want to go bigger turbo, I'd have to change the whole setup. So that's something to keep in mind. Other than that, the car is completely stock. Besides valve, I did get stainless steel valves for Ferrera, just because I was having a check engine light and I couldn't figure out what it was. So I finally just gave up to get to the shop, and it had 2 valve seats that were completely gone. So I'm very lucky that it did not drop a valve. And I am also running the NGK's I forget the part number, but they're 8s, so they're a colder plug than the original. Also for suspension, I am running the HKS Hypermax SPs, which they are a 16 spring rate, a 16K spring rate. Also I have innovative 75A motor mounts and training mount, so it is stiffer than OEM. Not too bad though. Once I put them in and I did a start, it does vibrate the car on cold starts, but once the car is kind of warm, you know, you can't really tell. So I also, when I went to install the kit for the first time, the intercooler pipings for the hot and cold side, it wasn't fitting just because I have a thicker radiator. So I had to get all the custom piping made by LAC Performance. Their link will be in the description below. So they did all that. And the cold side, he did a 3-inch all the way from the intercooler to the intake manifold. And then on this side is 2.5 for the hot side. Great shop if you're in the Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete area, even though they do get cars from all over the country being shipped out to them to do work on them, but they're an amazing shop. If you don't already follow me, make sure you follow me. Instagram, boosted_S2K, for more future videos. And I also have a video that I'll be posting up later on tonight. A buddy of mine came down from New York, and he told a buddy of his that I have a boosted S2000. So he came down with a boosted M3. It's a 98 M3. He said he's boosting around 20 pounds. It creeps up to 22 pounds. So he's roughly between 5 and 530 wheel horsepower with around 400 or 450 pounds of torque from what he told me. So he was a little nervous because he came out, he brought it out. It looked like a beater, but it was fast. So he's in the works of getting it repainted, but he actually came down with slicks. As you can tell, I'm not running any slicks. Yeah, there are 18x11 with a 285 in the back RS3s, so they hook up pretty decent. You know, third, fourth. If anything lower than that, first or second, the car just spins. It won't go anywhere. So he actually came down. We did a few rolls down in Mexico, but the way he wanted to run, like I said before, you know, my turbo starts pulling up at 5,500. So when we started going at it, he spools up at 3,500, he said. So when I was trying to get him to go up a little bit higher so I could be on full boost, but he didn't want to, so I was like, you know what, that's fine, whatever. So we take off. Obviously he gets, you know, he gets off in front of me, so now I gotta play catch up. So I started going around top of fourth, top of fifth. I'm already catching him, and I'm about to pass him, and then I ran out of gear because I don't want to boost on 6th gear. It's just way too much of a load on 6th gear. So we just kind of dropped it, and then, but Ned, if you're watching, bro, coming for you, bro. I'm gonna be retuning the car on E85, and I want a rematch because you cheated. You cheated twice on top of that. So I'll be posting that later on tonight. If you don't already follow the channel, please like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more future videos. You guys will be doing me a huge favor. And also, before I let you guys go, give you a little bit of a cold start. I had to jump it just because people were telling me, oh, you know, get a smaller battery, it'll be fun. No, it's not fun. I later found out after installing it that if you don't keep it charged overnight, the car will just, the battery will just die. But the coolant is for another video that I'll be doing sometime next week. about installing a thermostat on the car inside of it. So I had to buy this off Amazon. It's no bigger than my cell phone, and it basically just jumps your car every single time. So it definitely helps out. Just kind of put it in, wait for that little light to blink, and you just hook it up. And I have to do this almost every time I get my car, just because it's not my daily. I drive a 2015 Honda Accord, so this is just for the weekend and like meets and things like that. Oops, sorry, wrong. It's harder to do this one hand. All right, just wait for that light to go green, and she is ready to go. Watching, make sure you please subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.